Okay,
For some reason, I had the March 31st link and I couldn't find the one for today.
no worries, no worries.
And we are live.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the April 2nd meeting of the Environment Subcommittee. We're going to consider bills in this order. First, we're going to take up SB 250. Then we're going to move to the cross files, SB 871 and HB 1062. And then we'll get to, time permitting, SB 168. So with that, Kristen, could you pull up SB 250? And I know it's a lengthy bill, but maybe touch on the highlights from the fees and, and folks from MDEC, Alex and Jeremy, certainly, feel free to chime in and assist with the review of it.
Sorry, it's coming. So, yeah, so this bill has similar provisions that were in MDE's departmental from last year, not as many, but so I'll just go through. So beginning on page 3, we have provisions relating to the Maryland Clean Air Fund, and the bill is expands the purpose of the Clean Air Fund to include activities related to mitigating and reducing air pollution. It repeals the requirement that when the fund balance is at least 2 million, any additional money received by MDE for the fund must be deposited into the general fund. And increases the cap on the emissions-based air quality operating permit set by the department.
Okay.
All right. So on page 6, this is authorizing MDE to charge fees related to septic system and well construction permits. Basically, this is when the local authority either isn't doing it or can't do it. And so the fee that's set in the bill, I believe, is at the same fee level that was in the bill from last year. The cap is the same.
Right, right.
All right. This is also updating the environmental enforcement reporting requirements to go to certain committees in the General Assembly. Go to So these provisions relate to the oil transfer fee. It's increasing the per barrel oil transfer fee that supports the Maryland Oil Disaster Containment Cleanup and Contingency Fund for fiscal 2026 through fiscal 2030.
And Kristen, it's the same increase as proposed last year.
I believe so.
Last year, Jeremy, can you
Thank you, Mr.
confirm
Chair.
that?
I just wanted to add that it is a 1 cent difference from last year's increase. So it was 8 cents, but now it is 9 cents.
Okay. Jeremy, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say, I think last year's bill, we originally introduced 8 cents, but then worked out an agreement with the oil industry to raise it to 9 cents via amendment. So it is the same as was passed, by this body last year.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, some of these provisions were taken out, so getting into page 19 is relating to dam safety permits. It essentially is requiring a fee for the permit. So this requires a dam owner to register with the department and to pay a fee. And those fees are based on the hazard class of the dam. It establishes a private dam repair fund to provide financial assistance for the repair, upgrade, or removal of private dams.
Are those only human-made dams?
You're wondering about beaver dams?
I wanted to make the joke before someone else did. I'm sorry, move on.
No, that's entirely your jurisdiction, Delegate Allen, so, yeah,
But we're all believers.
that's true.
All these provisions relate to the private dam repair fund. This increases the civil penalties that apply to violations of the subtitle. Okay, so then we have the coal combustion byproduct fee. That these provisions are similar to what is in Delegate Lehman's bill, and it requires MDE to include additional information in the factors used to calculate the annual fees that must be paid by a generator of coal combustion byproducts. So, and then to allow for the volume to be considered. I think that's, broadly, I think that's it.
So the provision on mines that we discussed a lot last year, that's out, is that right?
That's right. And then there's language here that requires MDE to notify the owner of a dam of the new registration fee that's required under the bill.
Okay. Thanks, Kristen, for reviewing it. And Alex or Jeremy, are there any, actually first I'll go to Delegate Ruth. Alex and Jeremy, I was going to say, are there any sort of, general comments you wanted to make, like how this bill compares to last year and, any other general comments you want to make about it? But first, let's go to Delegate Ruth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this is maybe a trivial question, and I probably shouldn't ask it, but it just made me wonder, how do we notify the dam owners? Like, if they haven't registered yet, how do we know who they are? To notify them that they have to register?
I believe there's an inventory of these dams, but that MDE would be better suited to address that.
Yeah, Alex or Jeremy?
We're happy to take that one. So there is a list of dams. It is in the Maryland inventory of dams. It's 557 dams of various classifications that are on that list, and that's been explicitly limited it in the bill to that list of dams.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so Alex and Jeremy, anything, I mean, the fees that are in this bill are unchanged from the third reader version of HB 245 from last session. Is that right?
Yes, Mr. Chair, that's correct. None of the levels have changed, except there is a little bit more specificity with the private dam component. That had some amendments over in the Senate. It's all within kind of the spirit of last year's bill. Last year left a little bit more to regulation in terms of what the actual registration fees were going to be, and we just codified that at the request of Senator Hester on the Senate side.
Okay. Does anyone have any further questions about this bill? I'll leave it to the subcommittee, but if anyone in the subcommittee would like to move the bill, we certainly can do that. There are no
Move the bill, Mr.
amendments.
Chair.
I'll second.
Okay, all right. All right, I'll just ask one more time, any other questions about this bill? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of the bill, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Nay.
Okay, all right. Delta Morgan, thank you. Okay, bill passes. So let's move on to SB 871. Kristen, could you pull that up as the Senate has sent it over to us?
So this is the third reader of Senate Bill 871, which relates to cybersecurity planning and assessments for community water and sewage systems. So the bill came in, there is a cross file, had a significant fiscal note as introduced. The Senate did send over a bill that has requirements that are somewhat scaled back and reduces that fiscal note. See. So on page 3 in new section 9-2702, that's setting out the requirements of the department, and they must, in coordination with the Department of Information Technology and MDEM, coordinate cybersecurity efforts within community water systems and community sewage systems. So you want me to just kind of touch on this broadly for now?
Sure.
Okay. Under new section 9-2703, that sets out the requirements for the Department of Information Technology. New 9-2704 requires all community water systems and community sewer systems to appoint a primary point of contact for cybersecurity, to you carry out the bill's requirements and attend annual trainings to improve cybersecurity awareness. File in this section that it applies to community water system or community sewage system that serves over 3,300 customers. And then it sets out the requirements that those types of systems must comply with.
Kristen, can I ask a question? Top of page 6 references a zero trust cybersecurity approach, zero trust approach, and this may have been presented earlier, but can someone explain what that means? Is there anyone on the, anyone on the call who can help with that? If not, I mean, don't want to hold up consideration of the bill. We can get that definition, but. Okay, why don't we move on?
Okay, 9-2706 relates to the reporting of cybersecurity incidents. On page 8, that updates the Public Information Act, and it provides that a custodian must deny inspection of the part of a public record that contains information about the security of operational technology or critical infrastructure. And then these provisions relate to MDEM's responsibilities under the bill.
Okay. Any questions about this bill with the language in it, the amendments? Delegate Foley.
Mr. Chair, if it's helpful, I just Googled zero trust security.
Okay, sure.
And what it says means that no one is trusted by default from inside or outside the network, and verification is required from everyone trying to gain access to resources on the network. This added layer of security has been shown to prevent data breaches. So I guess it's a term of art.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
Move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Second,
Okay. Kristen, technical question. Do we have, as the bill came over from the Senate, do we have additional amendments?
No, not on the Senate bill.
Okay, so we would just be moving the bill.
Correct.
Okay. So, was that Delegate Allen? I forget.
Yeah,
who made
then move the
motion.
bill in that case, Mr. Chair.
Okay, all right. Is there a second on moving the bill?
Second.
second,
All right, all those in favor of the bill, say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
Opposed?
aye.
Okay, bill passes. Now, for HB 1062, I guess, Kristen, we would move to conform that to SB 871 as we just passed it.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, so a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right, all those in favor of conforming House Bill 1062 to SB 871, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, bill passes as amended. All right, so now let's go to SB 168, Confined Aquatic Disposal Cells, or I guess CAD.
Would you like that bill up on the screen too?
Yeah, please.
So this bill is establishing a 4-year moratorium on the construction of confined aquatic disposal cells. And it does set out a definition for CAD. Let's see, so it's a dredge material management option where a depression or cell is excavated into the bottom of a body of water, and any sand excavated is reused in beneficial manner, and the depression or cell is filled in with dredge materials, including dredge materials from the Baltimore Harbor. And that's the bill. I guess this is the moratorium is for 4
Moratorium.
years. Yeah, from June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2029.
And it's a statewide moratorium, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Delegate Morgan?
Thank you. Kristen, just tell me in English what they're trying to do. Make sure you can't dig a hole and dump debris into it.
Well, right, so it it's specific to the dredge material that they don't it would be excavating that hole in the body of water and putting that material in there. And this would prohibit that for 4 years.
Thank you.
Delegate Foley?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What about the reconstruction of the Key Bridge? Is this going to have any effect on that?
Good question. I see Jen Guthrie from the Port is on the call.
Yes, sir. Thank you. No, Delegate Foley, this should not impact the reconstruction of the bridge.
Thank
And
you.
Jen, the Port generally is okay with the bill.
Yes, sir. We are supportive of the bill.
Okay. Great. Delegate Otto?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Will this impact the thin layer wetland restoration that we've been doing in the lower shore?
Can anyone help on that question?
Delegate Otto, are you referring to the Mid-Chesapeake Bay Island project?
Well, we had some with the Wycomico River that we did a thin layer, restore some of the wetlands that were there that were eroding and all.
That I am not, Delegate, that I am not sure about.
Well, we fought hard to be able to do that, and I think it was a good project. So,
Yeah. Anyone else on the call who might be able to answer the delegate's question?
Okay.
Alex?
Delegate Otto, I don't believe so. The department's only received one request for a CAD permit, and I don't believe it was from that project. We can confirm with you very quickly, though.
But the port is fine with what the amendments do to this bill and are good to go.
Yes, Delegate, that's correct.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions about this bill? Delegate Otto, are you good with us moving the bill? At this point, did you want final confirmation?
Well, if they don't mess with that thin layer applications and affect the Wycomico River dredging, I'm good with it. But and they told me it didn't, so
okay. So you're good. All right. Well, how about this? If Alex, if MDE could confirm that, and with sort of the expectation that'll be confirmed. If any, if someone wants to make a motion for this bill, we can move it. In the unlikely event that there's different answer on Delegate Otto's question, then we can reconsider. But hoping that we get the answer we're looking for, I think we can go ahead and move it now if anyone wants to.
we need to move the amendments.
Yeah, they're actually, as it came over from the Senate, there aren't any additional amendments, so we would just be moving the bill. Is that right, Kristen?
Yes, that's correct. What's up on the screen is the Senate third reader.
Okay, I'll move the bill.
Second.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. Delegate Ruth, did you have a question?
No, Mr. Chair, I was going to move the bill.
Okay. All right. Well, all those in favor of the bill, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Bill passes. And Alex, if you could confirm, get back to Delegate Otto, to confirm that your understanding is that CAD is not used on that project that he was referring to.
I literally just got confirmation that it was not.
Oh, you just got confirmation that it is not. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, well, we are done with today's agenda. Thank you. And so is the possibility we'll have another meeting this week. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, thank you for everyone's good work. And we'll see you in committee voting in 25 minutes.
Thank
Have a
you.